This is your main control panel for your Dometic fridge. As you can see, it is a three-way fridge. It will connect to mains, to gas, or onto the batteries via the alternator when you're driving. You also have an automatic setting. If you push that, then the fridge will automatically choose whichever energy source is available. Now, if you would have your gas bottles open and you would also be plugged into gas, and the fridge would always override gas and would connect to mains first. You can of course have the fridge manually set onto mains. Then you have to remember, once you're freedom camping and you're connected to gas, that you manually set it onto gas, or when you start driving you will connect it to the battery. The easiest way, however, to have it on automatic, and that way you won't have to remember which setting you have to change. There is one little consideration. Once you stop somewhere going over the ferry, or you stop somewhere for lunch, you don't necessarily have to turn off the fridge. The fridge is very well insulated, will only lose about 1 degree within 24 hours. The only problem is that the fridge will try to connect to gas, but you can either open your gas bottles, but if you're on a ferry and you can't do that, the fridge will set into a fault after 3 unsuccessful connections to gas. So that's why you will have a red light flashing in this triangle. So to reset the fridge, you press and hold for 15 seconds, for 5 seconds, and it will then clear the fault, and then the fridge will in the future connect to gas again. This is a warming button, so if you have humid days, hot and cold air, you might sometimes encounter some icing up. So if you want to warm the edges of the freezer compartment, you can press this button. This is your temperature control, so you push down for more blue bars the colder it is. So if you've got only 1 bar, that is the warmest setting, and then you can connect, or you can raise your settings to whichever coldness you would like. So this is also the on and off button over here. Now we've got a function here in the freezer and as well in the fridge. They're both the same. It is called an ajar function. If you do have the fridge off for a while and you're in storage, you would like to have the doors open, to have the fridge aired, then instead hanging a towel over the doors, you can use this button here. So what you do, you have to push it in, slide it forward, and now the doors will not close 100%. So the doors will still be ajar. That will allow airflow. Push it back, and this is the same with this one. Push it out, and if you don't need that function, you push it back in. The fridge is now on locking mechanism, which means when you drive, the fridge will not open by accident. However, you have to use these buttons here to open the doors. The buttons for the freezer are underneath here. If you ever find yourself being in the same campsite for a longer time and you would like to disable that locking function, then you have the locks over here, the hooks, and on the fridge as well. So to do that, you simply push this up, and now the door will not be locked, which means you can open and shut it without using the buttons. You will, however, put a lot of fingerprints onto the shiny surface of your fridge. Plus, you might forget, once you start driving into another location, to reactivate your locking mechanism, and you will have your fridge opening while you're driving. So it is highly advised to just leave the locking mechanism on at all times. To do that, you just push it back down. Simple and easy, and that is your Dometic fridge.